right, so good morning, everyone. I'd like to call to order the January 4th meeting. Roll call, please.
Chair Runningham.
Here.
Vice Chair Swarzy.
Here.
Member Selman.
Here.
Member Chaplin. Here. Member Dessert. And Member LaPlante.
Here. Great, thank you. So there's been a request to allow remote participation from Member Selman based on personal illness. So pursuant to 7A of the Open Meetings Act, quorum of the meetings of the members of the public body is physically present is required in section 2.01. Majority of the public body may allow a member of that body to attend the meeting. Is there a motion to allow Member Selman
So
to
moved.
participate in 7A? We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Welcome, Member Selman. Hope you're feeling better. So do we have any public comment?
No public comment.
No public comment. All right. So good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. I'd like to express my thanks to the community services and care center staff who have helped so many get through what has been for some a very hard holiday season. Especially I'd like to mention a situation in Woodridge, a time where Mary Keating's community staff have gone above and beyond to assist 56 families were required to move out of a complex in Woodridge to have repairs done to a unit. It was obviously a very hard time during the holidays. This was based on the June tornado. Caused a lot of distress and a lot of concern. I know, Mary, your team and municipality, a lot of conversation back and forth. So I'd just like to recognize Gina Stratford, Ahmed, and her team. Work with social worker Dr. Sophia Carter from Woodridge, many weeks. Community development, Dave McDermott's unit. Thank you for working with PADS to maintain approximately 14 households, families with children, seniors, and disabled, and extended stay hotel options through the end of April. Also, thank you to Joan Fox's unit, Housing and Self-Sufficiency, that worked with Catholic Charities on an additional 12 households, working on housing requirements. And again, intake and referral, Gina's crew, fielding calls from social workers, residents, offering referrals and assistance as needed. And Community Services is going to ask the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity CSBG office to assist with funding for additional households. So just in short, thank you, Community Services team, for staying and hanging in a difficult circumstance, turning everything on its head to try to find a proper solution. It's going to help people. So thank you so much. And thank you, of course, to Janelle's team, providing loving and wonderful support to our care center residents during the holidays. It could be such a hard time, and I look forward to her report. So with that, I will request a motion to approve the minutes of December 7th, 2021. Motion, second. Second, thank you. Additions, corrections, all in favor?
Aye.
That's approved. Moving on to community services, I'll take a motion to approve FIR 003622 resolution appropriation, acceptance appropriation, Illinois Department of Commerce Economic Opportunity,
Second.
USPG, or IGA, $1,093,392. We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I'm going to go back right now. I see member Desart's on. I'll take a motion to approve member Desart. She had notified us personal illness as a reason for going online today. Do we have a motion? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. Member Desart, you're in the house. Welcome. All right, so we were moving on to community services request for parent committee final approval. This will be a roll call vote. I'll take a motion on 2022-12 recommendation for approval of contract purchase order to Mercedes Nasuda to enter into an independent contractor agreement. So moved for case manager assistance senior services basically on the weekends for January 9, 2022 to December 31st, 2022, not to exceed 25,000. We have a motion. Did we have a second?
No.
Second.
Vice Chair Swarzy, thank you. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Sorry, this is a roll call. Sorry.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Dessert.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Vice Chair Swarzy.
Aye.
Member Selman.
Aye.
Chair Runningham.
Aye. I'll take a motion to approve HHSR 003722, recommendation for approval of a home investment partnership.
So moved.
Agreement with the county and Catholic Charities, tenant-based rental assistance program, $207,723. The motion, did you have a second? Is that
Member Schwarzy.
Vice Chair Shorzy? Thank you. Do we have any questions on this? Mary, did you want to just, or Dave, I'm sorry, just say a few words here?
Sure. So if you looked at the packet, basically they're getting a similar amount of money, and Catholic Charities is proposing to serve more clients than PADS. The point I wanted to emphasize is that what this really pays for is rent, and the amount of rent that it pays for is based off the income of the individual. So it's not that we're paying Catholic Charities less for the same work. It's about how the rent is calculated for each individual household, and then how much assistance is needed. I do think, like I looked at some of the vouchers that have been processed in the past, I think it's likely that PADS agreement will be extended longer than Catholic Charities. So Catholic Charities will run through the money faster than PADS will. But I guess the point I wanted to emphasize is that it's not that one partner is getting more money for the same work. It's just about kind of how the rent is calculated and how the population is.
Great. Well, I appreciate the explanation. Do you have any questions for Dave or any additional conversation here? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much. Take a motion to approve HHSR 0038-22,
So moved.
the home agreement with county and PADS for $200,000. We had a motion and we had a second.
Yes.
You have a second, yes. All right, questions here? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That is approved. Moving on to the care center. Take a motion to approve FIR 003522, contract with Community Development Commission agreement, $1 million for air handling unit replacement project. All right, the motion. Second, thank you. Questions or comments?
Yeah,
Member to start.
thank you, Madam Chairwoman. I just wanted to point out that we just approved this item in Public Works, and I had asked the question. It does not say ARPA funds, and I asked if these were ARPA funds because it looks like something that would qualify under ARPA. And I was told that these are other funds, CV funds for coronavirus funds. So I just wanted to let the committee know that these are funds coming from a coronavirus grant, but not ARPA money.
Okay, we have Mary Keating has jumped to her
Run to my
way in here. Please, Mary.
They are neither ARPA funds nor coronavirus relief funds. They are regular CDBG, correct? This is part of our regular CDBG program. We do a set aside for the care center every year for $400,000. We actually increased it for 2021. Correct me if I stray, Dave, to 600,000, and then we rolled in some additional funds to get it to $1 million, to give them basically the annual set aside, but we're giving them in a compressed time frame. I have to really give great kudos to Tim Harbaugh and the facilities team. What they are trying to do with layering all of the different funding, because things that are eligible under CDBG would not necessarily be eligible for ARPA funds. And so they're really directing each of these funds into the appropriate slot, really trying to piece together this, it's been discussed at this committee, really significant upgrades to that facility, and just the juggling of all of the different funding is quite impressive. You see, Tim's got it all charted out. So this is part of the regular CDBG program. And just one more thing, this is here under the care center because it is a care center item. It's kind of a funny little quirk. We actually have to have an agreement with ourselves. So regardless of how we spend CDBG money, there has to be some sort of agreement between us as the administrator of that program and whoever is actually receiving and implementing those funds. So you'll see from time to time, there's agreements between us and Stormwater, there's agreements between us and the care center. So that's why this is listed as a care center item. It's the memorialization of their acceptance of those funds.
Mary, thank you. I stand corrected. That's not how it was described in Public Works, but it sounds great. Thank you so much.
Sure.
A fine oiled machine. So I appreciate the explanation there. Any other questions for Mary or conversation on this item? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, any opposed? That is approved. Motion on HHSP 004122, purchase order to Advocare for rental medical equipment bed for the care center, March 1st, 2022 through February 28th, 2023, not to exceed 175,000. We have a motion. We have a second. Vice Chair Schwarze, was that?
Yes.
All right, great. Questions, comments? This is not just a bed, by the way. This is various medical devices, including beds. So just for future references, I mean, I know I would like procurement to maybe give us a better, explanation, so I don't have to double check with somebody that it's not just one bed for $175,000. So with that being said, yeah, right. Just buy the darn bed. But all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That is approved. I'll take a motion on HHSP 4222,
So moved.
contract with Music Speaks for music therapy for the care center, January 12th,
Second.
2022 through January 11th, 2023, not to exceed $55,331.12. We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, wait,
Comment.
member Stark's here.
Thank you. Yeah, I think this is a wonderful program for residents, really great, and I totally support it. On page 185, it said that if a week is canceled, classes can go remote. So I'm wondering if this has happened because of COVID, if classes have gone remote, and if participants are still as engaged in the program when they are remote, or if it would be better to just cancel the class and reschedule it at some other time.
They were there last week they were in the building. So it kind of ebbs and flows. And I do feel there's a benefit with remote. The residents really enjoy it regardless of if it's in person or not. They look for all of those engaging opportunities.
Thank you. And Janelle, is there an upcharge to residents who participate? Because I assume not all
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. Nope.
Great. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, great. I think this is one of our favorite contracts that we see every year come through. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. That's approved. I'll take a motion on HHSP 004322, contract purchase order to Home Depot
So moved.
for cleaning supplies, housekeeping for the care center, January 12th, 2022, October 31st, 2022, not to exceed 140,000.
Second.
Second, questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's approved. I'll take a motion on ARPA item HHSP 0040-22, a contract with Technologies for fire panel upgrades for the care center, January 12th, 2022 through November 30th, 2022.
Second.
At $336,788.86. There's a motion and a second. Vice Chair Schwarze?
Yeah, I think this is wonderful as a long time now retired firefighter. This 20-year-old panel being upgraded is a wonderful thing. I mean, I've seen some old systems that are still in buildings, and they do, you get a lot of more false alarms, and so congratulations on this. It's a very nice thing, and I know the Wheaton Fire Department will love it as well.
I'm sure they will. The FM works very hard. The system does function, but it's not without a lot of effort. So thank you.
Excellent. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's passed. I'll take a motion on change order HHSP 0058A-21.
So moved.
Amendment with Nova Staff
Second.
Services for supplemental nursing staff, April 10th, 2021 through April 9th, 2022, increasing by 75,000. Do we have a motion?
We do.
A second? Yes, okay. I wasn't sure if it was a question or comment. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's approved.
Chair Renahan, can I make a comment on that?
Yes, yes.
I just want everyone to know that Nova staff has really stepped up and been providing a lot of agency when we've really needed it. And other agencies have been less able. So it's shifting the dollars to the agency that's providing us the staff.
All right, great. Excellent. Thank you, Janelle. I'll take a motion on budget transfer for community services to cover a pending invoice to pay for weatherization for a youth home that did not fit into weatherization grant or CDBG. $5,000. We have a motion. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Second. Oh, I'm sorry.
Second.
Oh, Vice Chair Scorsese, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That's approved. Take a motion on Community Services Manager to attend Regional Ombudsman Quarterly Meeting in Springfield, January 19th to 20th, 2022, $360. We have a motion and a second. Questions, comments, all in favor?
Aye.
Another motion on another overnight travel. This is for our Community Services Director to attend NASED and NACO in Washington, just February 10th to 16th, 2022, $2,974. We have a motion and
Second.
second. Thank you. Questions, comments? No? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Mary. I take a motion on consent items to decrease contract to Delta T Group, 75,000. Motion.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Take motion on consent item to extend contract 50930001 serve to accounting principals to provide Medicare Medicaid insurance filler for the Care Center November 30th, 2022 to cover open positions that may not be filled. We have a second.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, excellent. That's approved. I take a motion to receive and place on file grant proposal notification GPN 004.2 with HUD for continuous care program competition, $188,536. A motion in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That is received and placed on file. Mary, do you want to say anything about that one at all?
This is just our annual contract, our annual award for HMIS, Homeless Management Information System. We serve as the lead agency for the HMIS program throughout the county. Any community that receives HUD, the conventional funds for homeless services, has to participate in a continuum of care and has to participate in a homeless management information system. So there's about 17 agencies that actually use the system, and the vast majority is funded by U.S. Housing and Urban Development Grant.
You know, Mary, if I could ask a question while you're standing there. When I was reading through the packet, I thought I saw something that it said we were the lead agency for Cook County.
We're in a consortium with Cook County.
Okay,
so
that's what I had thought, but I
yeah.
just thought since you're up talking, maybe.
Yeah, so we're in it's called an implementation consortium, I think is what it's called. And so we share training resources. We share if we have to do customized reporting, we share the cost with Suburban Cook. They actually serve as the full lead for the full implementation.
Okay,
And then somehow our data is both consolidated and separated, so that when we run reports, we get just DuPage County, but we're also sharing the cost of staffing and training and customized reporting, that kind of thing, with the Suburban Cook Alliance.
and I think that website, I think there's a website too with the care with this.
Our homeless continuum of care website is actually is quite good.
It is good. That's what I was going to say, and it's a very good website, and it has a lot of great information out there for board members if you're ever interested in getting that data. It really is good.
Yeah.
And who's leading that, right? Because Candace King used to head it, right? Who's doing that? She's gone.
No,
right?
Candace, Candace.
Who was Candace with the whole?
Candace was with the DuPage Federation on Human
Oh,
Services.
Human Services,
Yeah.
okay.
Candace was very interested in homeless data, but she was not.
Okay.
I'm actually the chair of the continuum.
Oh, you're the chair. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good, great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I know I looked on the website. It's got really great information.
Yeah,
So
that's
good
Lisa
resource.
Snipes, our continuum planner, who actually manages that website.
Okay,
Julie Burdick and her team are the ones who manage the HMIS system.
great.
One of the things that I'd like to do later this spring, we're going to have, there's a new sort of longitudinal reporting system that HUD has introduced. And so once we have that data, we kind of want to bring it back and highlight it with for HHS and community development
Great.
and sort of the various committees that are interested in issues related to homelessness and DuPage.
That'd be
That'll
great.
probably
Thank
be
you.
coming up. I think that's like in April
Okay,
timeframe for that.
perfect.
Thanks, Mary. On the form, we do not have any residency waivers, so moving on to Janelle Chadwick, DuPage Care Center update.
Hi, good morning. As the community has, we've had an uptick in cases. So we've had 27 cases since December 16th, which was the start of this outbreak for us. So that was made up of 23 staff and 4 residents who tested positive. So we have 4 residents on our COVID unit. I believe 1 is coming off today. All units are currently under quarantine. Christmas was a challenge. New Year's was even worse because then we had more people that were on the schedule that became positive or symptomatic. We worked very closely with the infection preventionist with IDPH, who's been very responsive, as well as our own health department. And so late last week, we put a hold on visitation just because of this uptick, because otherwise families could come in and out of the building, and that risk was so great for us. So we had some extreme staffing challenges. We had pulled together a team, and we filled 29 shifts as ancillary staff coming in over the 3-day weekend, meaning they could be from any department. They can pass water, put laundry away, answer call lights, just support the nursing staff in whatever capacity they could. We had 13 nursing management staff come in for 13 shifts, and then 14 management shifts. So that plan really helped us have a successful New Year's. We still struggle each day with staffing related to positive employees. And so that's something that we're needing to work through. Any questions on that part of my report?
Can I just ask one? Janelle, how long do you think you'll be having a restriction on visitation there?
It's a 2-week, and then we'll take another look at it.
Okay, great.
This seems to come in quick, spread quick, and leave quick. So we hope, that we don't have any real, the residents are all faring pretty well. So hopefully that continues. And we did proceed with the state's attorney, as I mentioned in the last meeting, with the collection of exemptions. And so we're working through those. We only have a handful that are left. So of our 354 employees, we had 35 people that needed exemption. Our vaccination rate is almost 90% now for employees. So that's really continued to uptick too. So, but we're working through it. Recruitment is the next thing. We know that the contract was settled, the rates are there. So they'll be on this, I believe they'll be on this next paycheck. So for the employees. So we are now able to create that recruitment strategy and get it out there. And that's it.
Any other questions, comments for Janelle? Janelle, how did that Christmas bonus or whatever that was going, how'd that work out?
It's interesting. So we notified the staff, I think the day that it was going to show up on the paychecks. So it's a wonderful surprise for the staff. It can also be like, well, if I'm getting $1,000 bonus or $1,000 on my check, then I don't really need to pick up extra shifts. So it can be good and bad, but definitely the benefit outweighs the challenge. So they were very, very excited and happy.
Well, and thank you for maximizing, everything you can do to help our employees over there.
Yes. Thank you.
Anybody else? All right, moving on to community services, Mary Keating.
Similar to Janelle's report, we also have a number of staff who have tested positive. Interestingly enough, most of them have not been in the office, so clearly this is it's a community transmission issue, not an office outbreak. But I think in the last 3 weeks we've had 11, and I think we have about 5 people who are home right now awaiting results of their testing. So that has hampered some ability to get our work done, but however, many of those folks are able to work remotely. So it's not catastrophic that we've had a number, but obviously it's concerning. I wanted to give a brief update. These numbers at this point are a little bit older, but the first report we got on the court-based rental assistance came from IDA on December 16th. As of that date, 54 tenants in DuPage County had received the court-based rental assistance totaling nearly $700,000. what's most interesting about the number 54 is that it's significantly larger than any other county in the Collier counties, and actually in any other county in the state. St. Clair County, which is down near St. Louis, had 26 approved at that point. But for the Colliers, Will had 11, Kane had 10, Lake had 2, and McHenry had 1. So our 54, I think, really says a lot about the commitment that this board has made and the work that our staff have been doing. Specifically Joan Fox and Dana Shuey. Dana is the full-time case manager over there right now. Joan's been filling in as she can, as you know, we're down staff. So I think just with the one staff person, we've really been able to make a dent. We've got a second person, I think, starting in the next week or so. So that's pretty exciting news. When I gave Joan a pat on the back for those numbers, she very quickly pointed to the work of Prairie State Legal as well as the mediation team over at the courthouse. So they're really working as a team, but I was very encouraged by that. You know, even if 54 was the total that we ever assisted, $700,000 in rental assistance going to folks in eviction court, I think is it's kind of a feel good, right?
Absolutely.
And then I'm working with DuPage Foundation to try and get the agreement finalized for the grant program. I hope to bring that through. I don't know that we'll get the attorneys back and forth on it. I don't know that we'll get that done by finance next week. But if not, it'll be on hopefully at the end of January.
Great.
That's what I have.
Questions for Mary?
Yeah, it's just a comment. I think, we've really done a good job at keeping people in their homes, right? So we're finding homes for them. Between what we've done with pads and the rental assistance, I mean, that all goes hand in hand.
Mhm.
We're keeping people, and it's been a priority of ours, and I think it's something that we should really be talking about. Because like you said, a lot of other counties aren't doing it.
Right. Yeah, I think actually having staff sitting in eviction court, I think it's, obviously measurable results.
Yes, really great.
Yeah.
Great work.
Thanks, Mary. I'm beyond impressed with
I
what
am
our
too.
court system is doing with our community services, working hand in hand.
Mhm.
And, it's one thing for us to sit around and talk about it, but when you actually work with clients too, the relief that these people to be able to stay in their homes
That's right.
or be able to have some sort of security going forward is just phenomenal. So
It is.
congratulations. It's just amazing. So, we have any old business? Any new business? I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Hi.
All right, we're adjourned. Thanks, everybody.